A new kid on the block: BRICS currency and global finance. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are proposing a new reserve currency. This ambitious plan aims to challenge the dominance of the US dollar in international trade and finance. A new currency could have significant implications for the global economy. It could reduce reliance on the dollar and potentially reshape the geopolitical landscape. The proposal reflects the growing economic clout of the BRICS nations. They represent a substantial portion of global GDP and population. However, creating a new reserve currency is a complex undertaking. It requires robust financial institutions, political will, and global acceptance. If successful, the BRICS currency could offer an alternative to the dollar for countries seeking to diversify their reserves. It could also provide developing nations with greater financial autonomy. The success of the euro demonstrates that alternative reserve currencies are possible. However, significant challenges lie ahead. The BRICS nations must overcome internal differences and establish credibility for their new currency. The dollar's deep liquidity and the strength of US financial markets will be difficult to dislodge. Trade wars and global headaches: US, China, and the world economy. Trade tensions between the United States and China have cast a long shadow over the global economy. The trade war, characterized by tariffs and retaliatory measures, has disrupted supply chains and dampened business confidence. This conflict has had significant consequences for both countries and the wider world. The trade war has hurt businesses and consumers on both sides of the Pacific. Tariffs have increased the cost of imported goods, leading to higher prices for consumers. Uncertainty surrounding trade policy has also made businesses hesitant to invest and expand. The trade war has also damaged the global trading system. It has undermined the rules-based order that has underpinned global prosperity for decades. This uncertainty has led to a slowdown in global trade and investment. Resolving the trade war is crucial for the health of the global economy. Both the US and China must find a way to address their trade differences through dialogue and cooperation. A protracted trade war will only lead to further economic damage and instability. The dragon slowdown, China's economy, and global implications. China's economic growth has been a driving force for the global economy for decades. However, the country is currently experiencing a slowdown. This slowdown is due to a combination of factors, including the trade war with the US, structural issues in the Chinese economy, and the COVID-19 pandemic. The Chinese government is attempting to manage the slowdown through various measures. These include fiscal stimulus, monetary easing, and structural reforms. However, the path ahead remains uncertain. China's economic slowdown has significant implications for the global economy. As the world's second-largest economy, China's slowdown has ripple effects across the globe. It has led to reduced demand for commodities, impacting commodity-exporting countries. The slowdown also raises concerns about China's ability to continue as the engine of global growth. A prolonged slowdown in China could have significant negative consequences for the global economy. It is crucial for China to address its economic challenges and return to a sustainable growth path. Dollar dominance. Can the greenback withstand the pressure? The US dollar has reigned supreme as the world's reserve currency for decades. This dominance has provided the United States with significant economic and geopolitical advantages. However, several factors are challenging the dollar's dominance. The rise of emerging economies, particularly China, is shifting the balance of economic power. As these economies grow, they are seeking a greater role in the international monetary system. This includes exploring alternatives to the dollar. The weaponization of the dollar through sanctions has also raised concerns among some countries. These concerns are prompting them to seek alternative currencies for international transactions. The excessive use of sanctions could undermine the dollar's status as a reliable reserve currency. The emergence of digital currencies, such as Bitcoin, also poses a potential challenge to the dollar's dominance. While still in their early stages, digital currencies offer the potential for faster, cheaper, and more transparent cross-border payments. Despite these challenges, the dollar's deep liquidity, the stability of US institutions, and the lack of viable alternatives suggest that it will retain its dominant position in the near term. However, the dollar's dominance should not be taken for granted. The US must address the concerns of its partners and adapt to the evolving global financial landscape. Digital disruption, Bitcoin, and the future of money. The rise of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies has introduced new possibilities for the future of money. Digital currencies offer several potential advantages over traditional fiat currencies. These include faster transaction speeds, lower costs, and increased transparency. Bitcoin in particular has gained significant attention as a decentralized digital currency. Its value is determined by supply and demand on cryptocurrency exchanges. It operates independently of central banks and governments, making it attractive to those seeking an alternative to traditional financial systems. However, digital currencies also face significant challenges. Their volatility, security concerns, and lack of widespread adoption present obstacles to their mainstream acceptance. Governments and regulators are grappling with how to regulate digital currencies. While it remains uncertain whether Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies will replace fiat currencies, their emergence highlights the potential for digital disruption in the monetary system. The future of money is likely to be shaped by the interplay between traditional financial institutions, technological advancements, and evolving user preferences. A multipolar world, adapting to shifting economic power. The global economy is undergoing a period of significant transformation. The rise of emerging economies, the interconnectedness of global markets, and the emergence of new technologies are reshaping the global economic landscape. The world is shifting from a unipolar system dominated by the United States to a more multipolar system. In this new order, power is more diffuse. Emerging economies are playing an increasingly important role in shaping global economic governance. This shift presents both opportunities and challenges. It offers the potential for greater cooperation and shared prosperity. However, it also raises the risk of greater competition, conflict, and instability. Navigating this complex and evolving landscape requires adaptability, cooperation, and a willingness to embrace change. Countries must work together to address shared challenges and build a more inclusive and sustainable global economy. Navigating the uncertain waters of global finance. The global economy is facing a confluence of challenges and opportunities. The rise of new economic powers, the emergence of digital currencies, and the ongoing trade war between the US and China are creating a complex and uncertain landscape. The proposed BRICS currency, if successful, could potentially reshape the global financial system and challenge the dominance of the US dollar. However, it faces significant hurdles, and its success is far from guaranteed. In this era of rapid change and uncertainty, adaptability and cooperation are paramount. Countries must work together to address shared challenges and build a more stable and prosperous global economy. The future of global finance will be shaped by how effectively we navigate these uncertain waters.